Hi guys, it is I, Becca Lori Hector here, losing my voice a little bit, with Being Becca Live. Hi guys, welcome back to Being Becca Live. We are here kind of with what I call, I don't know, I guess a virtual support group. We all kind of meet here and chat about what it's like to be an autistic adult alive right now, dealing with the world as it is right now and who we are and how we want to be living life. That's what happens here on Being Becca Live. So as you can see, you guys, I'm wearing my Spectrum Women shirt because today I will be recording Asking Spectrum Women. That is a Q&A that I do for Spectrum Women magazine. I do it once a month. People send in their questions. I do my best to answer them. It's pretty anonymous, the people that write in, unless you know I'm talking to you. And I take a break because of the seasonal depression, which is something I've talked about regularly here on Being Becca Live. And I kind of know that my seasonal depression begins to lift somewhere about February. And so in knowing that about myself, I set up my schedule to take a break from Asking Spectrum Women. I haven't done it since October, you guys. I did October's, I took off November and December, and then in January, I came back and I started looking for questions again. So it is time. Today is the day I will be recording Asking Spectrum Women. Of course, it won't premiere until February, but today is the day that I have the time in my schedule to record it. So as soon as we're done here, right? I just did an info dump files. I'm doing live stream now. And as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go and record Asking Spectrum Women for February. Some of my schedule is a little tough. I know it sounds like that to you guys a lot when I talk on here, because it does feel like I do a lot of things. There's a lot of content, but that's really what I do. I'm really about creating content these days. And so that's mostly what I'm doing, other than teaching the self-defined living course. Yay for that. And so I'm doing a lot of that. But the other thing is that I talk to you guys on Tuesdays, and I talk to you, oops, I just dropped my rock. And I talk to you guys on Tuesdays. Then I talk to you guys again on Sundays. And in between there, I'm doing the food truck, right? So I do Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I do my autism work. And then Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, we do the food truck. Sunday is my one day off. And then I'm back at it, right? So when I'm talking to you, my schedule always sounds so loaded because those are the things that I'm doing on these days of the week for the autism stuff. And then I'm not doing all of this autism stuff Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I mean, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Those days I do the food truck, and that's where my energy is at. Though I do check in here a lot when I'm out there in the truck. Thank you, Wi-Fi. So yeah, I am here today, you guys, in preparation for kind of recording Asking Spectrum Women. A few of you guys who do the live stream with me sent in your questions for Asking Spectrum Women, which is fine. But it occurred to me, one of those questions kind of struck a nerve for me, and it's something I've been thinking about a lot. And so it's the topic we're going to talk about today. I want to talk today about one of my most feared F words in the entire world, friendship. Friendship is the second most scariest word to me in the whole world. The first most is family. And family I've kind of worked through, and I've kind of made my peace with the word family and how I define it and how it fits into my life and all of that great stuff. But I haven't done really that much work on friendship. And I don't like the word friendship because in my past, I have had struggles with friendship. Not surprisingly, social communication being a struggle for someone who's autistic, an even bigger struggle when you don't know you're autistic, right? And so I was somebody who would often get used by other people, especially women. Women are really nasty in how they socialize, especially at a young age. In those teenage and 20 years, people are not nice. Women are not nice. And so there was a lot of being used by other women. There was a lot of being made fun of and bullied by other women. There was just a genuine sense of not feeling like I belonged anywhere. And that really soured me on friendship. because to me, friendship meant a certain thing. And then in practice, in reality, friendship shows up as a different animal entirely, right? Someone who you really believe is your friend can turn around and not be your friend a second later, right? Because they do something that's not friend-like, right? All of that stuff. And so it's really an interesting word for, I think, those of us on the spectrum. And the concept of friendship, I don't think is something that we experience in the same way as neurotypicals. I think because when we say the word friendship, we mean a certain definition of what it means to be a friend. And neurotypicals have a hard time staying with that version of friend in their social construct, if that makes sense. So they are pressured by their own social construct to not be friends in the way that the word friendship is defined. And autistics say, this is the word friendship. This is what friendship means. This is how I behave as a friend, right? This is what I'm supposed to do. And we follow those rules about friendship. And therefore, I think when we have friendships with non-autistic people, we struggle the most because we're living by one definition of friendship while they're living by another definition of friendship, right? And so we're not communicating about that relationship in the same way. However, when autistics create a friendship with another autistic, there is so much more ease to that friendship, right? Because my definition of friendship and that other autistic's definition of friendship is pretty darn close. And at least we're going to be sticking to our definitions of friendship, not going all willy-nilly and changing the definition in the middle of this relationship, right? That's not how autistics function. And so I have definitely had more ease and comfort in friendships with autistics, though there are autistics out there that are just as toxic as the toxic neurotypicals, right? Being a toxic person isn't something that only happens to neurotypicals. Autistics can be toxic too. A lot of us become toxic because we haven't learned our diagnosis, right? So we are using coping mechanisms that seem to assist us, but they might not be the healthiest. So that's some of the reasons why autistics might, not follow this friendship line, right? And where they may become toxic, right? And there are other ways that autistics can be toxic. Something I've noticed about us is we do a lot of toxic things when we're trying to protect ourselves in relationships. And we rely on those toxic behaviors to push people away and to keep us safe. And I think a lot of those coping mechanisms come from this difficulty or this miscommunication about what friendship really is to the two individuals. But I know that it doesn't have to be that way because I've experienced the ease of friendships with other autistics. And I guess that being friends with other autistics has given me some hope about the word friendship. But I don't know. I don't know if it means the same thing to people. And so I've been thinking a lot about that. Yes, I've been thinking a lot about that. And I want to talk about that a little bit too. Quick highs to everybody. Hey, Bernard, hey, Bill, Stevie, Nancy, Joe, Morgan, Ross, Karen, everybody's here, you guys. Thank you for coming today. Really excited to have you. But yes. Okay, so Stevie understands the ease. Yeah, sometimes the neurotypicals are lying about friendship. This lying thing in friendship with the neurotypicals, I think, is the crux of a lot of our difficulties in that social communication. Not that autistics don't lie. We know how to lie. We can lie. We just don't like it. We don't like lying, right? First of all, lying means I have to remember more things, right? There's too much more to remember, right? But in this desire to be my authentic self, lying is not in alignment there, right? You can't, right? You can't be authentic and also be a liar. Can't do that. And so it doesn't work for us, especially when we're trying to unmask and we're trying to live a life that is authentic to ourselves. So it's really uncomfortable too. And especially when the word friendship sort of implies this trust and this honesty and this loyalty, right? That's what friendship implies to me anyway, at least by its definition, right? And then when a friend lies to you, I can't not put it in air quotes, right? When they're lying to you, they're not a friend. It's like, it doesn't, I don't like that, right? And I really just, I dislike that. It doesn't make sense. It's an oxymoron and it doesn't make sense together. And so when there's lying in a friendship, I immediately go, this isn't a friendship, right? And so weird. It's just a weird component of it. Let's see, what else are we talking about here? Oh, Ross is excited to make autistic friends. Ross, you're going to make autistic friends. I promise you, you will. As long as you are out and proud about your autism, you will find other autistics. And it is an exciting experience to have that first friendship with another autistic, when you've never had it, right? Never had an openly autistic person. I had plenty of conversations and friendships with people who were most likely autistic also, but didn't know either, right? So we're both blind. Nobody was autistic out, right? It's interesting. Yeah. Let's see. In the past, I would sometimes be a helper of professionals in the friend compartment, and it was not appropriate. Yes, you put your, like, sometimes we want to, the people we respect and like the most, like our teachers, our bosses, maybe our therapists, things like that. We want them to be in the friend zone, but they can't be there. They don't fit there, right? And so this friendship area has really been really mucky for me. And I imagine it's been mucky for you guys too. It looks like that as well. And so I am still in the process of unraveling it. I have not figured it out for myself yet. But what I've been struggling with most recently in the realm of friendship is friendship in adulthood, which I think is so fucking weird. It's even weirder than the whole concept of lying and the whole neurotypical concept of friendship, right? It's just even weirder than that. Because how do you make friends in adulthood? Something I've been missing a lot, which I haven't had since I was a really young kid, I think, since I was like in my teens and 20s, is a best friend. I don't really know that many adults that have a best friend anymore in the way that we had best friends back then, right? We're all busy with these other components of our lives. Now, Antonio is one of my best friends, but we're also married. And that doesn't mean that I don't seek friendship outside of him, right? And that I don't want a friend that I don't have a romantic and sexual relationship with. Sometimes we really just want that friend to like hang out with, to kick it with, to chill with, whatever you want to say, right? To do the things that you do when you're unmasked and relaxed. It's nice to have a friend who you can do that with, right? And there are things, though Antonio and I are super close and he's one of my best friends, right? There are things that I'm interested in that he's not interested in, and vice versa. He likes video games. I'm not a big video gamer. I like documentaries and true crime. Him, not so much. He thinks it's boring, right? So like there are ways and spots in my life where I'm missing a kindred spirit, right? Where I'm missing someone who I can just reach out to, probably via text or messenger, and just say, hey, what's up? What are you watching tonight? Or I was thinking about this. Do you have any ideas about it? Or what do you think about this? Or what are you doing right now? Or do you want to go do this tomorrow? Right? Whatever it is. And I don't have that in my life. And I'm missing it for the first time. I think my life is settled enough that I see these missing spaces. And so the other component for me and this search for a best friend in adulthood is that I love you guys, but I don't want all my friends to be from the autism community. I know that there are plenty of autistic people out there, who haven't been diagnosed yet, but also may have been, but don't necessarily submerge themselves into the autism community. Like they know they have autism, it's just a sideline to them. They're more interested in the component of their personality that's into tattoos or comic books or whatever it is, right? And those are the people I want to find, the people that, I've surrounded myself with a lot of people for whom advocacy is their focus. But there are more components to me than just autism advocacy. There is more to what makes Becca than just autism advocacy. And I want to give, especially in this year of flavor and fun, I want to give those pieces of myself a little bit of attention. And that means finding people to do things with other than autism related things, right? And so I've been kind of like foraying out into some of my Facebook groups, onto like Reddit and Instagram a little bit, right? Just kind of seeking my people. in hopes that I will connect with people who are interested in some of the other things that I'm interested in, right? Where my autism is just oh, and she's autistic, by the way, and she lives in Colorado, right? I want it to be like that. And I'm missing that connection. I had some of those connections when I lived in New York. I had a few, but they've sort of fallen apart a little with COVID, and a little with my move, and a little with my growth and how I've evolved, right? And so I've been thinking a lot about this lately for myself personally, this idea of friendship, and how can I get over first this kind of big challenge of my past friendships, right? And my past traumas with friendships. How do I get past it and redefine friendship and I don't know, recommit to it in a different way, right? And at the same time, how do I find the right people to let into the bubble, right? Without choosing toxic people and all of that, and making sure I'm careful of that. And at the same time, also spreading my wings further than just the autism community for friendship. It's been a really long time for me. I have a lot of friends that came with Antonio, right? That became my friends, and things like that. But what I'm missing is that best friend thing, that one person, right? I don't need a lot of friends, but I miss having that one person who you could call to do whatever nonsense with you, right? Who, like, you're going to the supermarket and they're like, pick me up when you're done, let's go do this, right? Or I'll help you unpack the groceries and then we'll watch a movie. Like, come over in your pajamas and hang out with me, kind of thing. And that's what I'm missing. And I'm trying to figure out, how do we get that in adulthood? How do other adults find that, or don't they? And do they spend the rest of their lives sort of longing for this and missing that piece? Yeah. So I've been thinking about that. I guess I've been feeling a little lonely. And maybe that's part of the depression and part of sort of lightening my load. I'm not sure, but I've been feeling lonely. And from that loneliness has come this thought and this sort of deeper dive into friendship and where it sits in my life, and why I'm so, why it's such a touchy subject for me, why I'm so careful with it, right? I guess that's what I've been thinking about. You guys are busy chit-chatting. Let me catch up over here. My goodness, I have to scroll up. You guys have been chit-chatting. Let's see. We don't understand how lying benefits us. I don't get it either. It really doesn't do you very much. We learn by making mistakes. It's so mucky. Friendship in adulthood is so mucky. I like the word mucky because that's exactly how it feels to me. Friends based on yes. You find that older people, okay, make good friends. You know what? That's probably true. What the heck is that on my shirt? I don't know, some string. Anyway, but yeah, like, we don't have to stick within our age groups or in our genders either for those friendships, right? And let's see. Lockdown makes it difficult because our interest groups aren't running. You can't, if you're like a gym person and that's where your friends are, you can't go to the gym, weird things like that, right? Oh, Karen, I'm so sorry. Karen, her one person died in March. I'm so sorry. You must miss her. It's like a hole, right? My mom was my person. She was my best. She was my everything. And when she passed, there was a void. I mean, huge void. And it was painful to be in and to navigate. And so I don't envy your spot, Karen, but we're here, right? You've got us and we're going to do this, right? You've got a group of people that are like-minded. So maybe it's here. Maybe here is where I find my friendship, right? I don't know. And I'm frustrated. And you can hear that in my voice, how frustrated I am, because I want to have answers for you and for me. But I'm on a little journey about that. That's what that's how I'm letting my F words influence me this year, right? That flavor and fun for me always happen when there's another, like, I'm interesting to myself alone, but I am not flavorful and fun alone. I am flavorful and fun with one or two other people, right? It takes that for me. More than that, and I shut back down again, right? More than that many people, and I crawl back into the hole. It's too much. But that's what I'm missing. I'm missing those components of my personality that come out when you have a good friend. Yeah. So that's kind of it. That's where I'm at with kind of the thought process on friendship, where I'm at in my own discovery of friendship, and also processing through the old traumas of what friendship has meant to me up until now, right? That history of it all. This is my first, Stevie said, this is my first friend group that is autistic, and it makes me really happy. Oh, I'm so glad you guys have this, right? We have this. It's a beginning. It's a little pod of something that we're beginning here, right? I guess I am kind of trusting in you guys that you guys will spread it, right? Because when you share it, or you tell people about me, or you tell them to catch this live stream or whatever, right? It gathers us, right? And we come together. And so my best friend could be sitting right here in chat, or could not be participating in chat and yet still be here watching. I have no idea. If you're out there, best friend, reach out. You know where to find me. You can comment wherever you're seeing this video. You can find me at beccalaurie.com. You can use my contact page. Yeah, but if you're out there, best friend, I'm looking for you. It's been a long time for me. And I'm trying to trust that you're out there, best friend. So I'm working on it. And I hope you guys will too. I hope you guys will continue to think about friendship, what it means, where it sits in your life, if it has any trauma attached, and how you're sort of feeling about it. Are you missing it? Do you have enough of it? All of those things. I am looking for all of that for you guys. So go out there. Look for your best friend. Reach out and try and, at least if you're not going to reach out and you're not in the place of reaching out yet for a friend, at least process that word in your life, right? At least think about where that word lies for you and what it means to you really when someone says the word friend. And what, is there trauma attached? How do we clear that? All of that stuff. I'm in the muck of it right now. This is Becca in the muck of it. And if you're in the muck of it too, let's share our mess, right? Let's try and figure it out. That's all that we can do. So that's where I'm at, you guys, today on today's Being Back Alive. I'm in search of a best friend and what friendship means to me. And so I'm curious to hear what friendship means to you. As always, I will see you guys out on the interweb. I will see you on Sunday for the next Growing Gratitude. And of course, I'll be back next Tuesday with the next Being Back Alive. That's it for me today, you guys. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. As always, your thumbs up and thumbs down. Let me know if the content is working for you. Your shares and follows and subscribes and all that stuff means the world to me, because I do this into a void. I am currently sitting alone in my office with no one else home and nobody for miles, right? So I have no idea if it's working. And I appreciate that. Oh, and before I go, congratulations to my scholarship seat, people, right? Oh my God. Before I say goodbye, you guys, I have a class already almost filled. I have 3 more spots left. That's it. If you're interested in taking self-defined living, there are 3 more spots left. I don't have any scholarship seats left. I gave them all away. And I hope that you will take the next couple of weeks to register, to think about it, and to take up those 3 spots. Of course, I'll run through it again. I'll be doing it again probably in the fall. But if you still want to do it with me starting in February, I suggest you head over to my website and register. I have 3 more spots left, no more scholarship seats left at the moment, unless another sponsor arrives. But please, please come and take this class with me. It is an extension of these live streams. It is the information that will help you build the stuff that we talk about here all the time. But congratulations to my scholarship seat people. I cannot wait to do this journey with you guys. And I can't wait for you to meet the SDLers in our closed Facebook group. Once you finish the course, I will be putting you in there with them, and you guys can all, maybe I shouldn't wait. Maybe I shouldn't wait. Maybe I'll just wait till after Unit 1 and then I'll throw you in there. There's some really good people in that group, and think of them as your mentors. They took the course last year and their lives are changing, and so they're here for you. Yay. And so you'll welcome them, CV. Yes. Congratulations to future SDLers. We will welcome you to our little closed group. And if you haven't yet checked out the course, you can, of course, see it on my website. Until then, you guys, I will see you Sunday for Growing Gratitude. I'll see you Tuesday for the next Being Back Alive. And of course, I will see you out and about on the interwebs. Feel free to comment wherever you see this video. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. I appreciate it. I will see you soon. Bye.